Right then guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video, and today is the day that the Premier League returns, which also means today is the day that fantasy football returns. Now I have not looked at this really for a long time. I actually started making this video yesterday and ended up taking ages, so I've started it again this morning. And basically I was trying to decide what to do with my team. I'm pretty much settled on what I've done, but I thought I'd let you guys know and also give you guys a little bit of an update on where we are with the league, because no doubt you guys have not looked at this league for a long time either. Thousands of you are in it, so we'll take a look at that and then we'll talk a little bit about what I've decided to do for this week and also the rest of the weeks left in the Premier League. So then, currently sitting top after 29 and a half weeks, a huge break. Currently sitting top of our league is Philip with the team Hasahu Akbar, 6 points off second place. Second place is Let's Get Messy, which is a great name, from Joe. Third place Fish FC, a little bit further behind. Fourth place FC Glory. Fifth place Death. Great name. So yeah, as always, well done to you guys if you were up there, and to be honest, if you were on the top page of this league, you are still doing very well, and as I say, you're doing better than I am. And if we keep going down, we will see how I'm doing. Currently sat in 174th place, which actually isn't too bad compared to normal. I think I've jumped up a fair few. I think I jumped up a decent amount of places after the last weekend of Premier League football. 1,616 points. It's about 190 points off the top spot. So that's quite a few points to pick up in the last few weeks of the league, but we'll keep going. It's also nice actually to see that we have 2 new entries in the league. I mean, that could have been any time between the last week. So, but yeah, thank you Natasha and Yogesh for joining the league. It's never too late to get involved. I'll still put the code down below if you want to jump in. So yeah, that is kind of where we are in the league. If you are watching this video and you are in the league, let me know down below how you are doing in it. If you are one of the top people in the league, definitely let me know. We'll take a look at my team and I'll kind of let you know what I've decided to do. So as we return to fantasy football, this week is the last double game week we are going to get before the end of the season, because we have Aston Villa taking on Sheffield United, Man City taking on Arsenal tonight, and those 4 teams all feature again in this same game week, which means that a lot of people are wanting to take advantage of this and use their bench boost, triple captain, or maybe even the free hit. For me, I basically had 2 strategies to use, as I currently have still to use my bench boost, triple captain, free hit, and I also still have my second wild card as well. So I've pretty much got everything to my disposal. So strategy 1 would be make use of the unlimited transfers we have been given before the restart this evening. Then use my bench boost so I can get as many players from those 4 teams in the double game week as possible, and then bench boost it, and then next week I can wildcard it and actually set up a proper team for the remainder of the season. Or option 2, because I generally think my team looks alright as it is to actually just free hit it and stick in all of the players from the double game week, Aston Villa, Sheffield United, Man City, Arsenal players, and then it'll automatically revert back to that team there. So it's a bit of a toss-up. That's pretty much what most people are doing. As I say, because it's the double game week, People want to get as many players from Aston Villa, Sheffield United, Man City, Arsenal in their team as possible. Will it work? Who knows? It might all go horribly wrong, but that is what basically everyone is lumping on this week. Either they do it with the unlimited transfers or they use the free hit. And that is what I have done with my team. So I actually went for strategy 1, which, as I say, was to use the unlimited transfers that I've got to change pretty much most of my team, so that I can activate my bench boost, and then next week I can just use my wild card and rebuild the team, which means that I still have my free hit to use on another occasion. For example, in game week 32, where Liverpool play Man City, and I may well not want players from either of those teams in, or I could use the free hit next week. I mean, there's not that many weeks left, and I still have free hit and my wild card and triple captain. So I guess I'm going to have to just juggle and pick one as we go along. But as I say, a lot of people are going for this strategy. As I say, if you don't have a second wild card, I would probably suggest that you do use your free hit and just smack all of these players in on a double game week. I mean, the only advantage that I'm getting from doing it this way around rather than using the free hit is that I am able to use the bench boost. So I've got Edison on the bench who has 2 games, and then I've also got these 3 down here. Was able to keep Alexander-Arnold in my team. He's pretty much one of the only players I kept other than my 2 Sheffield United defenders, because there is a bit of money in Alexander-Arnold that I didn't really want to lose. I think it's like $500,000 or something on him. So that's kind of that. A few bits to mention actually. If you click here where it says view game week history, you're actually able to scroll down and view what chips you've used. So I used my wildcard back in September. So people who are unsure whether they still have their second wildcard or not, you get a second wildcard after the 28th of December. So if you haven't used a wildcard since then, you will have your second wildcard. Because I know it doesn't actually tell you anywhere, and I mean I couldn't remember until I found out how to look at this. So that's how you know, which means, like, as I say, that's why I was able to use my unlimited transfers, and then I can still wildcard next week or the week after if I don't like my team. If you have used your second wildcard, then you either have to set yourself up for a team that you're going to use from now till the end, mix and match with double game week and not double game week, or just use your free hit and then just go for whatever, and as I say, just stick all these players in. Something else to quickly mention that I've realised while editing this video is that if you make your unlimited changes and save it and then use your free hit, next week it won't revert you to the changes you made before your free hit. It will revert you all the way back to whatever your team was before the break. So you're not able to double up, you're not able to make changes and then use the free hit. As soon as you hit that free hit button, it will just revert you all the way back to whatever your team was from the last Premier League game. So you kind of have to either go with the unlimited changes or go with the free hit. You're not able to make changes and then use the free hit. One thing I always like to do is actually take a quick look at what other people are doing. So if we take a quick look at the status sheet, top transfers in, Grealish from Aston Villa, takes most of Aston Villa's corners, free kicks. He's got a double game week, he's not overly expensive. Aguero, Man City have got 2 games. Rashford, I'm not 100% sure on that one actually, because they are playing Spurs, which I know isn't the easiest of games. I know Rashford's been doing loads of stuff over the break, which is fantastic away from football, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. He's probably going to score a hat-trick now. De Bruyne, Man City again, double game week, very sensible. I think he's going to be a captain for a lot of people, and he probably will be mine. And Henderson, the Sheffield United goalkeeper, not overly expensive, 2 decent games for Sheffield United. And then top transfer out, Ings, I took Ings out of my team. I lost money on him, but I don't think I'm really going to put him back in at any point, so I'm not too worried about that. Salah, I think a lot of people are having to choose between Salah and Mane, especially in order to get as many double game week players in their team at once. And I believe Salah missed one of the pre-season friendlies, or didn't play very well in one of them, so I think that's possibly why. Downside for Salah and Mane, which I've experienced myself, is I bought them for a lot less than what I've now sold them for, which is a tough pill to swallow, but at the same time, if I hung on to those players, I wouldn't be able to have got in De Bruyne and other players who are playing twice this week. So that's where the free hit is a good one, because you can revert straight back to the players that you like in your team. But having said that, I've got my wild card, so hopefully if one of them does score a hat-trick against Everton on Monday night, then I am able to still bring them back in. Again, Trop transferred out, Calvert-Lewin, Jimenez, Vardy. The likelihood is because people are trying to get in Aguero and Aubameyang for the double game week. I think that's pretty much it from me, so let me know down below what you think of my team and the strategies that I've mentioned. I think it's like high risk, high reward stuff. I mean, it could easily go either way. We're trying to guess on teams that haven't played in a long time, and to be honest, it's like when the Premier League first starts up, you kind of just go for it, and then that's why people end up using their wild card within 3 or 4 weeks, because quite often nobody predicts it right and needs to change the whole thing anyway. But just because it is the double game week, I think a lot of people are going to be shoving all these players in, and as I say, if it goes wrong for one, it'll go wrong for everyone. So I wouldn't worry too much unless you're brave enough to not go with this tactic and stick to your guns. And who knows, you might come off better off. But if you look at like Sheffield United, I've got 3 Sheffield United players in there. I mean, they are playing against Aston Villa, who don't score too many goals. They're playing against Newcastle, who I know far too well don't score too many goals. And I've had 2 Sheffield United defenders in my team for the majority of the season. So I'm really only adding 1 extra player. But for a team just coming back after a long time, 2 tap-ins, 2 easy goals go in, and I've lost points from all 3 of those players. You look at Aston Villa. Yes, they've got a double game week, but they're playing against Sheffield United, who are doing very well this season. And then they're playing against Chelsea. So who knows if they'll get any points. And then the risks, I think, with De Bruyne, Aguero, yes, they're at home. Does home advantage make as much difference now? I'm not so sure. What I was going to say was, yes, they've got 2 games. One against Arsenal. Who knows? One against Burnley. But Pep Guardiola has 9 subs on the bench and 5 substitutions to make. You know, Aguero doesn't get all of the game time anyway. It could well be that he only plays 1 game, or maybe only plays a bit of 1 game. So as I say, you are just chucking it in there and hoping that it works. I've pretty much decided now that this is what I'm going to go for, and fingers crossed that it does work. But if you have any different ideas on the best thing to do, then please do let me down below. And if you've got any suggestions on my team, I'm always willing to listen, particularly over which players from which teams. I've got 3 players from each of the 4 teams who have a double game week, and then my 3 extra players are Alexander-Arnold and 2 Wolves players, who I was able to afford. But I mean, especially with the Aston Villa players, Douglas Luiz was just a cheap player who looks like he plays. I don't know a lot about him myself, but in general, other than that, I think I've got it all right. But yeah, let me know my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're planning on doing down below. And as I say, let me know how you're doing in the league as well. And I think this could either be a very big week for everyone or a very bad week for everyone. We will have to wait and see. But as always, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.